Good evening and welcome to BJC Mitzvah Day number 221, part 2. Use the Sefer Hachinuch mitzvah that keeps your soul on its way. And here we go. We're continuing with the mitzvah entitled The Prohibition to Remove Peah, Oleilos, from the vineyard. Having defined the obligation of Oleilos as requiring us to leave a specific type of underdeveloped grape cluster for the poor, the Ramban Nachmanides addresses the matter of Peah in regard to a vineyard. Aside from this obligation of leaving Oleilos, we are obligated to leave Peah in a vineyard. However, regarding Peah of the vineyard, there is no explicit verse that comes to command us about it. Rather, we derive this obligation from the case of olive trees, through a gezerah shava, based on the common expression behind you, which the Torah uses in the context of both olive trees and vineyards. The Ramban cites a Gemara that supports his assertions that A, the obligation of Oleilos is distinct from that of Peah, and B, the Peah obligation for a vineyard is derived through a gezerah shava from the precedent of Peah of olive trees. This is, as stated explicitly in the Gemara in Tractate Chulin, there are 4 types of gifts to the poor that are applicable in a vineyard. Peret, which means fallen grapes, we'll get there, that's mitzvahs 222 and 223. Oleilos, shecha, which is forgotten produce, and Peah. There are 2 types of gifts that are applicable to all other trees. Ha-shecha ve'ha-peah, shecha and Peah. And the Gemara there derives the requirement of Peah regarding a vineyard from that which is written in the context of a vineyard. From Deuteronomy, you shall not remove the Oleilos behind you. In expounding this verse, the Gemara first cites the following. Rabbi Levi said, understood simply, the phrase behind you refers to the mitzvah of shicha, for it means to say that you shall leave for the poor that which is left behind you. That is the forgotten produce that you passed over during the harvest. Rabbi Levi then continues, and as far as the obligation of Peah for a vineyard is concerned, we derive from the case of olive trees through gezerah shava based on the common words behind you, which the Torah uses in the context of both olive trees and vineyards. And we know that olive trees are subject to the Peah obligation, for it is written in the context of an olive tree, when you beat your olive tree, do not remove the pe'ar, he says, not the Peah, but the pe'ar, behind you. Now, it's interesting, I don't have the pasuk, I can tell you what the Hebrew says. And it was taught in the academy of Rabbi Shmuel that this verse comes to teach you that you may not remove the olive tree's splendor from it, pe'or, very good, which refers to Peah. Thus, we have clear sources for the Peah obligation of vineyards and olive trees. The Chinuch suggests a source for the Peah obligation of all other trees. Let's do a little more. The Ramban of blessed memory will derive the requirement of Peah for all other trees from the case of the olive tree, which Scripture explicitly obligated in Peah, and from the case of the vineyard, regarding which we have derived the Peah obligation from the verse's use of the terminology behind you. Okay, there's more in this, but we'll get there tomorrow, God willing. Thanks for listening to this BJC Mitzvah 36, 1 inch of the gold. Have a wonderful day.